Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be talking about some differences between coarse wavy curly hair and fine wavy curly hair, kind of talking a little bit about products and different techniques. Keep in mind, please, that I am not a professional. I'm not a hairstylist. I just do these videos because I enjoy them. I'm learning kind of along with you guys, and these kind of tips, I guess, are based on things that I have learned with the people in my life around me, as well as other people in this wavy curly community online. So this is just kind of going based off of my experience and other people's experiences around me. Also, everyone's hair is very different, so there may be things here that I recommend for fine hair that don't work for you, or vice versa for coarse hair. So let's just get into the video. But before we get started, I hope that you will subscribe down below if you have not already. I would really appreciate that. On this channel, I do mostly hair videos. I also do some random beauty and lifestyle content as well, and my Instagram is linked in the description box if you guys want to check that out. So the first thing that I want to say is I know that it can be a misconception. There's the car literally stopped on the road outside my house, and I don't know what they're doing. They're just sitting there. Okay, anyways. There are so many different types of hair, and you can have fine hair, but then also have really thick hair or really curly hair. And I think the misconception is sometimes that fine hair is not as curly, it's thinner, things like that. There's sort of this idea that fine hair is thinner and less curly, and coarse hair is thicker and curlier. And while it often is like that, it's definitely not always the case. A lot of people with really, really curly thick hair can have fine textured hair. So that's something that I just want you guys to keep in mind. I'm only talking about one sort of area when it comes to hair types. I'm not talking about density or porosity or the type of curl pattern that you have. I'm just talking about fine versus coarse hair, because I think that that is like a really big thing, and it can make a big difference with the products that you use. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and again, this isn't going to be the same for everyone, but when it comes to stylers and types of products, I have found with the people that I know in my life, and a lot of other people online as well, is that a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, gel, stronger hold type products can work better for people with more fine hair than thick, heavy creams. Even if you have thick hair and really curly hair, sometimes it's best not to use a cream because it can kind of weigh your hair down and stretch out the curl pattern, just because each strand of hair is thinner and more delicate, I guess. So it can get weighed down a little bit easier. Sometimes people with more coarse hair, even if it isn't super wavy, can achieve more hold in their hair, or they can use heavier products just because their hair is a lot more coarse and kind of almost durable, like it can hold up to more. I think a lot of the times when people have really fine hair, their hair won't hold a heat style as well, because it just kind of slips out of that pattern a little bit easier than someone with more coarse hair. It kind of holds that heat style better. So it really doesn't just depend on your curl type. Personally, my hair is more on the coarse side. It's not overly coarse. It used to be really coarse when I was younger, but it's kind of almost evened out as I've gotten older. My hair is more normal, but it's still more on the coarse side. So your hair can change as you get older. That's just life. But I do find that for me, curl creams, gels, and mousses all work for my hair, but there are certain products I like more than others. And I've talked to a lot of people with more fine hair, and they tend to like gels a little bit more just because they have better hold and they don't weigh down or over moisturize the hair. I also feel like mousses are a great kind of in-between product that work for a lot of different hair types. And for me, I think I like mousses the best just because I get that hold and I also get a little bit of moisture, and it's a good in-between since I don't have super coarse hair and my hair also isn't super curly. So it's like the perfect in-between product. I know a lot of the time people with very, very curly, very coarse, thick hair really like thicker, heavier creams because they really moisturize the hair and make your hair feel nourished and hydrated. And if you have very coarse hair and it's also thick and has a tight curl pattern, your hair can kind of hold up to that, and sometimes it actually needs that. It needs that extra moisture to give you the results that you want. Again, everyone's hair is different. This isn't going to be the same for everyone. It's just for a lot of people, this can be the case. Another thing to mention about fine hair is that it can get oily faster, especially like your scalp and your roots. So if you need to shampoo your hair more often or use more dry shampoo, that is okay. Some people think that it's over cleansing, but you have to do what you have to do. And sometimes it's just not worth it to have oily hair for a year in order to completely retrain it. I think if you want to put that time in, that's great, but it's not going to be that way for everybody. In general though, dry shampoo is probably going to be your best friend, but my hair tends to not get greasy super fast, and I know that it depends on the person, but I feel like with fine hair, your hair strands are a little bit thinner, and so the oil can distribute faster throughout your hair and create more stringy, greasy hair, which isn't fun, and it's okay if you need to wash your hair more often. On the other side, if your hair is really coarse, I would definitely try washing it less if you're washing it every other day or every day or even every couple of days. Personally, for me, my hair isn't even that coarse, and I wash my hair once or twice a week. If I do it more, I feel like it's too much and it doesn't need that. And it can sometimes strip my hair a little bit or cause it to be more frizzy in kind of like the long run or for the next couple months until I get my hair balanced out again. So if you are overwashing your hair and you haven't tried washing it less, I definitely recommend at least trying it, because sometimes you don't realize when you're over cleansing your hair, especially when you have coarse hair. Also, you guys, I know I talk about oils on my channel all the time. I love a good oil for my hair. It's my favorite thing to use when I scrunch out the crunch once my hair is dry after my wash day and I've styled it and everything. But if you do have more fine hair and you feel like an oil is too heavy, that's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes it's too much and you don't need it. You can just use your dry hands to scrunch out your hair, or maybe even just a cotton t-shirt so that you avoid creating frizz. I know they just don't work for everyone, but if you do want to try an oil and you want something lighter, the Twist by Weedad line actually has a really good one. It comes in a little red bottle. I've been trying that one out lately and I really enjoyed it even for my own hair. So if you do have a more fine hair type, you might really enjoy just trying a lighter oil out. But if it is too much and you've tried a lot and you just don't think it's for you, that's okay. It's not going to be for everyone, just like with anything else. Also, I know that I always recommend some type of layering for wavy curly haircut, but if you have fine hair that is also very thin, I would hold back a little bit and just get more like light, long layers if you want to keep that mass to your hair and you don't want to lose too much of it and make it look thinner. It can be better to do less of that, just if you have fine hair that is also very thin, because I know that it can be really appealing to want to get a lot of layers to really create that bounce and volume and lift. And if you have thicker hair, I think that that is a really great technique to use, and it's just going to depend on your personal hair. But I think if you do have really thin hair that is also fine, it can kind of make your hair look a little bit stringy and thin, especially on the ends. So maybe try keeping it to, like I said, longer, light layers. This is kind of a quick video. I don't have a ton to talk about. But the last thing I want to mention is don't be afraid to experiment. If you have very coarse, thick hair, depending on your porosity, you can get away with using a lot of product. Sometimes a little bit just isn't enough and your hair can soak it up. You might find that you have better shrinkage and better hold when you use more product, or at least a stronger hold product. Where on the other side of it, if you have very fine hair, you might want to use a little bit less product. But again, it's just going to depend on the individual person and your individual hair type. There's so many things that go into like the type of hair that you have, and everyone's is unique. Just because you have fine hair and someone else has fine hair doesn't mean you're going to have the same hair. Not at all. There's so many different factors that go into your personal hair type. So like I said, don't be afraid to experiment with your hair, try different products, try different techniques, and it's really fun to watch a lot of YouTube videos and see what people are doing for their hair, and sometimes you'll find something that you've never seen before. I just recently tried out a completely new styling technique that I'd never tried on my hair, and it was really fun just to branch out and see how my hair could look different. I also did a video that should have been my last video. I filmed it today, but it should be up before this one, where I tried something new yet again. So I love trying new techniques and routines and products on this channel for you guys, letting you know how it worked for my hair and my hair type. So if you do like videos like that and any other hair videos, as well as a little bit of beauty and lifestyle, I hope that you will stick around and subscribe down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.